Hi everybody, welcome back to Darlingbrough Model Railway. I'm Richard. Just want to start this video off by saying a massive thank you to everybody who has been in touch with me over the last few weeks in response to the last few videos that I've posted on the channel. I have been responding to everybody's comments, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to go through some of the comments because I think some of them would be quite relevant, not just for myself, but they might be relevant to anyone else who's watching the videos. I've had lots of comments from people in response to what kind of controller they would recommend for a DC layout such as myself. I've had comments in relation to how to get smoother running from my layout. I've also had comments on how to improve the running of the wagons as well. And also a lot of people have mentioned what I should be doing with regards to my little Blue Diamond 040 loco as well. In relation to the servicing of the Blue Diamond, I've had a lot of comments and feedback from in particular Tony at the Heritage Line, David Ormerod, and also John from Wimbletrain. So thank you very much again for all the feedback. Basically, you've all pretty much said the same thing in your comments, that I really need to give the train a service. Now, I'll be honest with you, I totally agree. Since I've had it, and I've had this probably about 10, 11, maybe 12 years, something like that, bought it in the Devon Flyer starter kit, I've never really kind of given it any kind of attention or love or anything. I've just put it on the track and expected it to work and to go round, which, yes, I know, I'll put my hands up, is not a good habit to get into with model railways, and I will smack my own hand for that. I have been looking into how to service it. I'm not quite confident about taking the bottom off and kind of poking around with it today in this video, but I will be doing that very soon, and obviously there will be a video on how I get on following up you know, so on the channel, so don't forget to sort of like this video, subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss out on that one. Now, I am wondering, in some of the videos that I've seen, it says to give it just a little drop of oil for lubrication. However, I've not seen anything specific about the type of oil. Now, I've dug around in the shed and I've found this, which is 4-stroke lawnmower oil. And basically I've had it for maybe a year, or did I buy it 2 years ago? I bought it 2 years ago because we were grounded last year. We weren't allowed to go out for some reason. Would that be okay to use that type of oil, or does it have to be something specific? I do want to kind of know the ideal oil to use before I take a screwdriver to this, because it's 50% of the locos I own and I don't want to mess it up really. So can I use that type of oil, or is there something specific? As I say, drop a comment down below, I would appreciate that. When it comes to controllers, I want to say a big thank you to James Hardy, who commented, is saying that he believes the Gauge Master ones are really good ones. John from Wimbletrain again, he said that the old ones are a lot more sturdy. Jason from the Barnabas Junction has said try the H&M Duet controllers, and he was followed up by Tony from the Heritage Line again, who said pretty much they're bulletproof. I think I mentioned that last week. And also Jamie, aka KitKat, said that he liked the old 90s Hornby controllers as well. So thank you for all those comments. I am looking at kind of going down the sort of old style controller route, that sort of avenue, when I am replacing the controllers. I do like the H&M Duet and the Gauge Master ones. I like the fact that they can actually operate sort of multiple lines, because they've actually got sort of more than one controller in one, and it's all built in, so I do like that idea as well. It kind of does all come down to funds as well. So, but speaking of funds, I want to say a massive thank you to Paul Sheedy, who has really caught me off guard this week, if I'm honest. I went on to my Buy Me a Coffee page just to sort of check if anyone had made a donation, and Paul had actually, so it's my first donation, so I really appreciate it. I was actually quite touched when I sort of saw that you'd made a donation. Anyone that does like the comments and like the channel and like the sort of stuff that I'm putting out. If you do want to support the channel, you can do. Just, you know, buy me a coffee. You don't have to sort of do a regular subscription or anything like that. Just a little donation to help support the channel. It is appreciated. I also want to give another shout out to Andy Russell, one of my regular viewers. He's commented on quite a few of my videos since last week. He mentioned in relation to the quick tips video that I did that sand from a beach can actually be mixed up with salt, which obviously could corrode any kind of metal or track. So obviously be wary if you are using sand from a beach where you're putting it on your layout. He also said that freshwater beaches are probably better if you are getting sand from a beach. Andy, yep, great comment, great point of view. Hadn't even thought about that, so yes, very, very true. Obviously, if you are using sand from a beach, as Andy said, try and avoid keeping the sand anywhere near any kind of metal. I do believe someone once told me as well that it could potentially have a bit of a magnetic property as well, so I wouldn't necessarily use it for ballasting, but certainly, you know, if you are using it for scenery and it's like scenic areas that are not near kind of track or any kind of electrics, it should be okay. But yeah, really, really good point there, Andy. He also mentioned in relation to some of the wagons I had running around the layout, how they were derailing quite a lot. He suggested that I add weight onto the wagons, and also if I have any that have got the plastic wheels, to replace them with metal wheels. I am planning on at some point to replace any plastic wheels that I've got with the metal wheels, because I do know that there is a massive difference on how they run. I have been looking at different sources. I have looked on eBay, and I've also looked at one of my local model shops, Peter's Spares. I'm actually quite lucky that it's fairly local to me, which is one of the shops I'm looking at. Andy also went on to comment about the track work that I did on my drawbridge section. He's actually made a lot of suggestions on how it could be improved. At the moment, obviously, I've got the two corners that I'm using sort of set track, and then the drawbridge section is just a straight piece of flexi track. He did suggest that I basically used flexi track all the way around, using track setters to get a nice smooth curve that would work a lot better. Yeah, I see where you're going with that, and I've kind of went through the mental picture of what you described in your comments in my mind. I can see how that would be probably a lot better than how I've got it at the moment. I do think that, as Andy said, I will be revisiting the drawbridge section. I'm not happy with it, if I'm honest with you, and if you have a look quite close, the tracks don't really line up very well at all. I am already starting to have some issues with it when it comes down. It just seems to not fit as well as it used to. Obviously, being a shed, I am kind of expecting a little bit of movement. I'm expecting, you know, the wood to swell a little bit and expand a little bit, but it is derailing quite a lot on the sections where it's going on and coming off the drawbridge. Obviously, I want a nice smooth running, so I am thinking about taking the track up that I've got and looking at kind of redoing these corners here. So thank you again for all the comments. I've now got a lot of things to think about going forward. Obviously, these will be featured in future videos. Now, this week, I'll be honest with you, I've had very, very little time in the shed at all. As you can tell, I've had absolutely no progress made whatsoever, but I have been contacted by a couple of regular viewers who wanted to show me updates on their layout, which I thought I'd just quickly share with you as well. The first is a video by David Ormerod, who has a small layout in his garage. Now, I've actually met him and I've seen the layout in person. It's a lovely little layout. Here's a quick video clip of it. As you can see, he's packed a lot of detail into what is a very, very small space. I think it's about a 6x4. Really is a sort of compact layout. One of the things I like about it, it's not featured in the video, but it's actually fixed to the wall and it can fold up, which is a really clever idea if you're building a layout where you are restricted with space. I'll put the link to the full video down there. I do feel sorry for the people that are camping though, David. I think they're not going to get very much sleep, especially if you've got a train going around every 5 minutes or so. There's a lot of detail. I love the lighting. It's really good. So keep it up. Keep playing with your trains. That's what we all do here. So keep working on the model and, you know, just enjoy yourself really. I also wanted to share a few pictures from an updated version of the Norsegate Central layout by Owain David Evans. He had previously put down a picture of a wonderful bridge that he'd built in front of a window, which has generally inspired the idea I've got for my drawbridge section when it's up and running. He's obviously been working very hard on the layout, and he's put some new updated pictures where he's actually replaced the bridge completely, and as you can see, it really looks very nice. There's really nice water effects on the river there. What he's actually doing is planning on creating a World War II kind of tribute layout. So Owain, really am impressed with the amount of work that you've put into your layouts. I know that you are planning a nice kind of big long live stream on Remembrance Day, and I know you've got some nifty little tricks up your sleeve. I'm not going to reveal too much. If anyone is interested, I will post a link down below to his page, so obviously you can go and follow him as well. So there you go. Thought you might be interested in seeing some other people's work as well, especially considering I haven't done any. If you are watching this and you think that you've got something that might be of interest to the viewers, by all means, please get in touch. Drop me a comment, or you can get in touch with me using one of the social media channels above there. I am quite happy to share other people's work as well. Darlingbrough, the way I look at it, it's like a bit of community. I do want to sort of share knowledge and tips and hints and stuff like that. If there's anything in particular that you want to see me feature on the channel, let me know what you want, what you don't want, and obviously going forwards I can implement that on the channel as well. Here's a couple of other videos you might be interested in. See you next week.